What's up out there in YouTube land, guys? Hey, I don't have a lot of time today to make a video, put everything together, edit everything, so I figured, hey, why not go live? So just make up a little clickbait title and bam, here we are. So maybe we'll get a few people to click on here and watch. I got my computer set up outside today, so I'm going to try to get a chat box open on there because I have a hard time following it on my phone. So we're going to try this. Hey kitty, what's happening? Give me just a second. Let me try to get my chat box open on the computer so it stays on my screen over here longer. I'm not sure if I can do it or not. So, give me just a second. Bear with me, guys. Mimo says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mimo. Trying to get my chat box open. So if you're watching this in playback, sorry, you're just going to have to, bear with me for just a minute. I don't know if I can get it open or not. Creek Bottom Farms, fellow Okie here. What's happening? What part of Oklahoma are you in there, Creek Bottom? Yeah, I'm not getting anything on here. John Welch says, hey Daniel, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. So, while I'm trying to focus on two different things at once here, I'm going to try, we're basically just want to cover Creek Bottom Farm, southwest of Oklahoma City in Grady County. Well, good, that's awesome. Not too far away. Good to see you from Northern California, Sporty Nat. Woo, long ways away. Alright, so I'm going to cover this month's Homestead box, and then we'll talk about a few other things here. Haas Ellison, what's up? Congrats on 4K, boat works today. Thanks. Hey, yeah, 4,000 subscribers, man. That's pretty awesome, I started this a little over a year ago, and there's ups and downs, and sometimes it grows fast, and sometimes it just crashes, and it's like, why am I doing this? Because I'm not growing any, but it's all in good fun. I have a great time doing it, and it is what it is. So 4,000 subscribers, that's pretty good. It's not like some channels just grow. They just like start posting and take off, and then some channels, it's a little slower, but that's okay. See, this shows I'm offline. I can't figure out how to do the chat box on here, so. But yeah, 4,000 subscribers. I'm excited. It's still growing, and and I just do it for fun. I have a great time doing it. I don't expect to get rich off of YouTube. That was never my plan from the get-go. All I'm really in it for is just to share what I'm doing, share what my family's doing, and to try to encourage people to grow something. Whether it's chickens, rabbits, a cow, or a garden, a high tunnel, or a flower bed in your front yard where you can put some carrots and lettuce. I just think people need to understand you don't have to garden on this kind of scale to produce some of your own food. And and I've said this in a ton of videos, I'm not a prepper. I really don't even consider myself a homesteader. I'm just a guy out here growing a garden for the fun of it. And we have some animals, and it's just the way of life that we enjoy, or I enjoy for sure. So it is what it is. So I just want to do this to encourage people to grow something. Man, growing up as a kid, I hated vegetables. I didn't eat vegetables. It just was disgusting to me until I really started growing vegetables and then seeing the difference. And then when I had kids and I could open a can of green beans from the store and then open a can of green beans that we grew in our garden and canned ourselves, and there's no comparison. That's what I don't think people understand. And today everybody's busy, and they just don't. They all say they don't have time for a garden. They don't have time for this. Well, most of the time, I don't have time for this. I've got 3 kids that are super active, and Weston and Emily are both playing sports, and we're busy. Full-time job. I don't do this full-time. So every once in a while I get a comment on the channel that says, man, I didn't realize you had a job. I thought you were just a full-time homestead kind of guy. And I'm like, nope, full-time job, full-time kids. And this doesn't have to consume you. If you do it the right way, set up drip irrigation and plan everything out, it doesn't take a lot of time. You can do it in a little bit of time. So anyways, let me get started. So the Homestead box reached out to me several months ago, and I think this is the 4th month now. January, February, March, April, yeah, so 4 months. And at first there were quite a few channels that were posting videos of the Homestead box every month, and and it's kind of trickled off. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen Mimo. Give me just a few minutes and I'll answer a few questions, okay? Because these comments don't stay on my screen very long, and I can go back, but I don't like poking at the screen watching. So I will go back and answer your questions, I promise. There were a lot of channels that were keeping up with the Homestead box and posting videos every month, and then it's kind of slacked off. So I don't really see anybody else doing it anymore. So I'm at least going to try to keep up, because they're nice enough to send this stuff to me. And here's the thing: most of what the Homestead box is doing isn't directed towards somebody that's got all of this going on. From what I'm seeing, from what I'm learning, from what they're sending in the boxes, it's not somebody that's just super, well, I don't want to say super, but someone that's an experienced gardener that's got all these things already and knows a lot of this stuff. That's not their target person they're targeting. So they're more like targeting a entry-level homestead type person, someone that's just trying to learn how to garden, someone that's just trying to learn how to get into this whole homesteading mindset. So with that being said, the April Homestead box, little form they send in every month. So they've got, this month is the kitchen garden. Okay, so they sent some more seeds. I'll show those to you. The Haas garden planner, pretty cool little deal. Starter vegetable gardens is a book they sent. They send a book every month, so there's always some good learning material there. Whether you're new or experienced, there's still some good learning material. The Cobra head weeder, which is really cool. 100-foot tape, string line, worm castings. Now that's something that I'm really excited to try here. And some cotton butcher's twine. So every month on the back of this form, they send some educational material, kind of teaching you how to use the stuff that they're sending. So that's what's cool about the Homestead boxes. They don't just throw a bunch of junk in a box and send it to you. There's always like a lesson, or there's some kind of something they're trying to teach you how to do. So that being said, there's a few things in this box this month that I'm actually really excited about. The little Cobra head weeder, I've never used one of these, but I'm going to try it out. A little handheld Cobra head weeder. It will work really good in that high tunnel in my raised beds, if I can figure out what's killing everything. It's not doing really hot down there right now, but I'll figure that out. I got to get a soil test done. More on that in a minute. So the Cobra head weeder, I'm actually excited to try this thing out. And then the main thing that came in this month's box that I really want to try is the worm compost. So this is basically just a bag of worm poop, 5 pounds of worm poop from Golden Worm castings. So I've never used worm castings, but if you watch my videos, you know I've talked about getting into that. I don't remember what video it was, and I talked about it in the comments one day with several people. I'd like to get some worms going. It's just another thing to add to what we're doing. But the worm compost, everyone I've talked to, everyone that's ever used it, it's like black gold for your garden. So I'm going to put this stuff to good use, and hopefully maybe learn more about getting into some composting worms and get some worm compost tea going for my garden. Yes, worm castings might help your plants inside the high tunnel. That's true. Okay, I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. Another thing they sent, the Pro Tape. You guys might have seen this on a Wrangler Star video, because I want to say this is what he uses. It's got a little clip to clip on your belt buckle or on your belt loop. Heavy duty tape to measure out your rows, so get your garden set up, get your outdoor garden set up, and then the string line to go with it to pull a string line to get your rows nice and straight. The Homestead box is, this is this, you know, when I ordered all of my stuff from Haas, or well, when they sent me everything, I didn't actually order it. They sent me all the stuff for the drip system. They also sent a catalog for this So True seeds and some seeds then. So this, in the Homestead box, I got several packets of seeds, some winter squash, acorn squash, yellow patty pan squash, lima beans, pickling cucumbers, Boston pickling cucumber, and some more rainbow Swiss chard that keeps failing. Has failed twice in the high tunnel this year already. I'm struggling with that. So their seed catalog, I don't know a lot about this company, but just from thumbing through their catalog, they've got a lot of really cool stuff. So True seeds, and then some cotton butcher's twine to tie things up. Haas also sent, or the Homestead box also sent the Haas garden planter. It's a little slide. I don't know if you can see that or not, but kind of you basically just slide it over for when your last frost date is, and it tells you when you can direct sow or when you need to sow indoors and all that. Kind of basically tells you which crops, when you plant them, and when you can expect to harvest them. Kind of a cool little deal. And then the book they sent this month, Starter Vegetable Gardens. I haven't looked into it yet, but it's 24 no-fail plans for small organic gardens. So, you know, it's not a book that I probably would have bought on my own, so kind of cool. Kind of cool. So like I said, I don't see very many channels following along with the Homestead box. I don't know what your guys' opinions of the Homestead box are. I really like the company because what the Homestead box is doing is also the same message that I'm trying to push on YouTube. You know, we do a lot of videos that are just kind of vlog style and what's going on around here, and that's basically because that's what you guys have reacted best to. So our videos that are all vlog style, or a lot of our videos are vlog styles, because that's what you guys seem to want. So I just go for it. But the core message behind what I'm doing is just trying to get you guys, whoever's watching this video, to walk out and plant a seed in the dirt and then watch that crop grow and eat it. And just so that one task alone will prove to you there's a difference. And that's what the Homestead box is doing. All they're doing is trying to teach people this way of life, this lifestyle that we live. So, you know, every month people want to know, is this something I should get? Is this something I should get? Well, I'm just doing my best to show you what comes in that box and give you my thoughts on it. So, would I spend my money on it? There's been a couple of months where I would definitely be like, absolutely yes. Every product they sent in that box is amazing. And I do back the company, but like this month, you know, I already have tape measures and twine and a string line. So it's not a lot of, you know, stuff that I would necessarily need, because I've got a lot of it because I'm an experienced gardener. But a lot of you guys may not be. So that's what the Homestead box is about. They're wanting to try to get these little things in your, you know, sent to you that you wouldn't necessarily normally have already, just to get you into this homesteading lifestyle. It's not all about gardening, but that's about, you know, that's a huge portion of it. So I'm going to scroll back, since I can't get my computer. I'm going to scroll back a few comments. I said I'd come back to Mimo earlier said, hey Daniel, have you thought about inoculation your oak trees with mushroom spawn or morel spore slurry? No, I never really have. It's just another one of those things. I just have so many things on my plate as it is already that I really haven't thought about mushroom stuff much. We do love morels. I love eating morels, but I really hadn't thought about trying to grow them, or shiitakes or any other mushroom. I just don't have time for another project on my plate right now. So, I Am Organic Gardening says, you are doing a great job by showing how to in your area. Thanks. Okay, so back to the high tunnel and the issues I'm having in there. Hang on, let me answer this question real quick. My daughter's been asking what you plan on doing with all your goats. Okay, so my goats are all just a meat goat herd. I don't necessarily eat all of them. We've eaten some goat meat, but when we have a 1,000-pound cow or a 1,200-pound cow, you know, butchered, then we don't eat a lot of goat. But the reason I have those goats is kind of twofold. As you can see where I live, I live in the timber. It's kind of cleared out right here because it's close to the house, and I've done a lot of work cleaning it up. But the goats keep a lot of that brush down. The goats are mainly brush control. They're a meat goat herd, but that's because dairy goats aren't worth a lot of money around here unless you're really milking and you're really getting those good genetics, and you're trying to stay on top of that. Then you can make a little money off of dairy goats. I don't milk goats, and don't plan to, because I don't have the time to dedicate to it. I have traded for some goat's milk in the past and made some goat's milk cheese, and it was delicious, and I would do more of that. I just don't have time. So the goats, brush control, and then another thing is our taxes. I mean, they help us keep a farm exemption on our taxes, so we do make a little profit off of them. They are profitable, but it really depends on from year to year on how much you feed and your loss, how many you lose throughout the year. But they really do help us keep money in our pocket at the end of the year on our taxes by allowing us to have a farm exemption, so we can write off things on our taxes. So it really does help there. The goats, we raise our kid crop every year, and then we just sell them off. We keep back a few of the girls to breed, and then sell off all the little billies, or if we band them, then they're wethers. So that's what we do with the goats. Simply7 Living says, Daniel, what does a goat sound like again? Yeah, I got too many videos with that sound already on there, so we're not going to go down that road. Back on the high tunnel. My neighbor Alan, that's the market gardener. You guys, I don't know if you've seen his videos. Well, not his videos. When Julianne from Dirt Patch Heaven came here, she went with me and we checked out his little place. He's a market gardener, super smart guy that studies this stuff. Studies. I mean, he's an unbelievable wealth of knowledge for a younger guy. He knows so much about plants. But anyways, he came down, looked things over. Basically, we decided it could be one of about 10 things, or any combination of those 10 things. Possibly, there's so much organic material in those raised beds. I tried to put a lot of organic material into them. He said it could be tying up a lot of the nutrients as the organic material breaks down, because it's not all broken down yet. As it breaks down, it ties up a lot of the nutrients, so it may be an iron deficiency. It may be some nitrogen tied up. He was pretty sure there were some phosphorus issues, so we're going to look at doing some foliar spraying to try to work on some of those crops that are there now. Okay. Avery McAnders, just got some more planted today. What should I do about leggy starters that have slowed down on growing? When you're keeping those crops indoors under grow lights and they get leggy, it just depends on how leggy they are. Like tomatoes and things, if the stems are strong enough, you can repot them up into a bigger pot. Whatever they're in, something small, plant them in a bigger pot, and then you can plant them deeper, and you can fight that legginess on tomatoes. A lot of other crops, if they get too leggy, sometimes they're just too hard to save. Transition them outside. Don't just take them from indoors inside straight out into full sun. You can take them outside, leave them like an area like this that's kind of dappled sunlight, partly sunlight. Sometimes you can transition those little leggy plants outside, and they'll react to that sunlight and straighten up and grow a little better. Just give them a little time. If they're staying leggy after they've been outside for a week or so, it may be too late. But what do I mean by leggy? Man, Homestead says, what do you mean by leggy? Okay, so sometimes when you start plants indoors, under grow lights and things, or windowsill, those little bitty seedlings will come up and they get really tall before they start getting bigger and bushing out and getting bigger. The stem gets bigger around. So a leggy plant is one that takes off, gets real tall. It's reaching for the sun, or it's reaching for the light, whatever light source there is, and they get to where they can't even stand up on their own. So that's what a leggy plant is. All right. So as far as back on the high tunnel stuff, the crops in there, it's crazy. Some of those crops are really struggling. Beets, I don't understand. I'm probably gonna lose every one of my beets. And right next to it, the spinach is doing wonderful. I have no clue what the difference is. Same soil, same bed, this far apart, and one crop is failing and one crop is flourishing. So, I don't know. Portuguese Prepper says, did I miss anything new? Oh yeah, you missed a lot. You'll have to go back and watch it. So, we just covered most of this month's Homestead box and a few other things. So, as I said earlier, I just thought I'd get on here and go live because I don't have a lot of time today to put a video together and then get it uploaded. It's nice and sunny out here right now. It looks pretty. That garden right there is so muddy you can barely get in it. We got a really good rain. The day after, well, the night of and the morning after, I put all that drip system in and buried all that drip tape. We got a couple inches of rain, so that was perfect timing. If I hadn't got it done then, it'd be several days before I can get it. The way our soil is down here in this bottom area, once it rains and that soil gets soggy, it stays muddy for several days. So, and that's partly why I put everything up on those raised hills. That's why I use that hiller behind my tractor. You know, a lot of people have a sandy soil, and if they plant up on a raised row, it dries out too fast. Well, here I have the opposite problem. So, anyways, what else you guys got? Anybody got any questions? I've got to go to work in a little while. It's 2:23 here local time. I've got to go to work at 3 o'clock. So figured I'd just jump on here for a little while and chat with a few guys and chat with you all, whoever could come on here, and then whoever watches it on the playback, they can catch it on the playback. I really enjoy the live YouTube live stuff because it's nice to get to communicate with you guys, you know, directly. All right, Avery said, went and got a soil blocker, and man, I love it. Yes, the soil blocker. That, you know, I'm telling you what, if there's one thing I think that I could get, that I could convince everybody that grows a garden that they need, one tool that they need, in my opinion, even before the drip system, is that soil blocker. I love it. I love my soil blocker. It's just an amazing tool that allows me to get rid of all that plastic junk, all those seed trays and everything, and all those 6-packs and all that, and really I have just such great luck with that soil blocker. So I'm glad you enjoy yours. All right, John Welsh, I have some leaves and grass clippings I was going to add to my garden. Should I compost them first before adding them? Okay, so you have to be careful there. The leaves aren't going to hurt anything if they're dead leaves. You can use those just like as a mulch. The grass clippings, I would be careful using too many grass clippings. First off, how many seeds are in there? How many grass seeds are in there? You may be just starting a whole new world of lawn on your garden. If there's not a lot of seeds, you could do a little bit of grass clippings, as long as you don't get them too thick where they try to compost. Grass clippings, when they're green, will compost very hot. I promise you. Go out and make a pile. Just fill up a trash can and then make a pile of your lawn clippings and come back in a week, and it'll be very hot. That much green material, you'll burn your plants if it starts to compost. So my suggestion with the lawn clippings, compost them first. That way you kill all those seeds out. You can mix your lawn clippings and your leaves. If they're brown, dead leaves, go ahead and use them as a mulch, and you should be fine. 2-family homestead, and that way we can listen to your wonderful accent. Hey, that's funny because yesterday I was working and I was talking to a guy on the side of the road, and it was a traffic stop, and we were sitting there for a long time, and he was from Texas, and he said, "You're not from around here, are you?" And we're in southern Oklahoma. I said, "Yep, been here all my life." And he goes, "Well, you sound like you're from West Texas." Billy says, looks beautiful there. What's the temperature? It's about 65, 68 degrees. A little light breeze. It is a beautiful day here in Oklahoma. We're having some awesome weather. It'll be hot before you know it. We'll be up over 100 degrees. Portuguese Prepper says, soil blocker is amazing. My plants are doing great. It was my first year using it too. Yeah, they're awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Go check out Lumna Acres. Al Lumna even started some onion sets in some soil blocks. Just a few days ago, he planted these little onion sets, you know, the small bulbs, not the one that's the actual plant. Put some onion sets on top of those soil blocks, and within 2 or 3 days, he had roots growing out the side of the soil block. It's just amazing. And you know, with a plastic cup or something, you'd have to worry about plants getting root bound, and those soil blocks just work great. I love it. Alright, so we've been on about 25 minutes, guys. I'm going to have to get off of here pretty quick and get around and get my chores done real quick and get ready for work. So, anybody else have any questions real quick before I get off of here? Avery says, same here, great day, actual nice day in Indiana. And I bet you guys get a lot colder temperatures than we do. It's this time of year here, it's gorgeous. And this year has really been a great year. We haven't had a frost in forever. We were way early on our last frost this year. Typically, most people won't recommend planting things like tomatoes and peppers outside in your garden until after Easter. But we could have done it a month ago here and been just fine. So. Alright, guys. Avery McKinner says, no comment. Did I say something wrong? Alright, so that's all I've got for today. Just let me know if you like these live video chats, these live YouTube videos. I have a lot of fun. They're fun to do. They're fun to interact with people. And then I don't have to wait on that upload time, because that's what kills me here is my upload speed on my internet slow. So when I make a video and post it, it takes from the time I hit upload until it's done is usually 8 to 10 hours. So with these live videos, don't have to worry about that. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope your gardening season's getting kicked off to a good start. I hope your weather's gorgeous. It's perfect time of year to be out there in that garden. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.